We've talked about how logos are beacons or markers or identifiers to help consumers identify products and companies in insanely noisy and busy marketplaces. But interestingly, there's another purpose to logos, and that is to identify our tribe, our group, or even to satisfy our ego. So, this is interesting stuff. Let's dig into it. Logos can also be used to identify status. So, luxury brands take advantage of this. Chanel or Coach or countless others use their logo to allow their customers to broadcast to the world what kind of person they are. They're the kind of person who can afford a luxury brand. We as consumers identify with these brands and even allow them to define us. Luxury car companies and luxury brands of all kinds do exactly the same thing. The logos on these products broadcast to the surrounding world that the owner of this product that bears this logo is a certain kind of person. So, logos also serve a very tribalistic, I'm going to say, role as well. Why do I say tribalistic? Well, here's how it works. Really, people are tribalistic in nature, and we seek to be part of a group that we can identify with. Apple users, or the kinds of people who drive BMWs or Porsches or things like this. We all want to be a part of a group that we can identify with. It could be even a country, or perhaps a political party, a belief system, and of course, even a brand. We might not feel as strongly about brands as we do to our country, but we're still loyal to our brands and we feel strongly about them, which, by the way, is why it's so upsetting for us to see the brands that we love turn into something that we don't like. This happens sometimes, right? Brand loyalty allows us to take a mental shortcut when we're making buying decisions. Here's a classic example for you. It applies to myself. I'm sure you can apply it in your own life. I mentioned not too long ago that I play drums, and I've been using the same kind of drumsticks for the last 15 years. They're called ProMark 747s. So ProMark is the manufacturer of the drumsticks and 747 is the model number. So when I walk into the music store, I know exactly what I'm buying. It's a mental shortcut. It's easier for me to continue buying the same brand of drumsticks that I've bought for the last 15 years than to try something else, to stop and compare, even if there are higher quality drumsticks available or better models. I've been doing this for 15 years. I don't care. It's a mental shortcut. We all do exactly the same thing with all kinds of different products, right? So logos can also carry an emotional impact. I want to make this point as well. They mean something to us on a deeper level. The US flag, the Christian cross, perhaps, Republican, Democrat. Marketers and advertisers know this, and they try to persuade us to associate emotions to their symbols and their logos. We talked a little bit about this earlier on. For instance, Coca-Cola or Nike or McDonald's. We don't think too much about this stuff once again on a conscious level, but Coca-Cola, Nike, McDonald's, and countless others are trying to influence us to associate positive feelings to their brands, and their logos are a big part of that. Logos have either a positive emotional impact on us or possibly a negative emotional impact on us. For instance, I have negative associations with the McDonald's logo. That's a personal association that I have anyway. So our association is either going to be positive or negative, or most likely neutral or indifferent. And this ties into what we talked about in the previous exercise, in that most advertising, most products, and most logos are meaningless or invisible to us.